YouTube fam, what's happening? This is Jan coming at you with a brand new crypto video. The 3 scenarios for Bitcoin in 2018. This is a follow-up video to yesterday's where I said if we break out of this triangle, which we did, we're going up and testing the 88,900 area. That's exactly where we have this resistance cluster. We have a downtrend, we have a moving average, and another set of resistance. Okay, now we'll talk about the 3 scenarios. The first one being the least likely to the third one being the most likely. So watch through the entire video so you know exactly when to figure out what's happening. Otherwise, if you only watch one, you're not going to know if something else happens. Alright, so scenario 1 being the least likely. If Bitcoin goes past this resistance cluster, which is very, very large, it's spread out, okay, it's going to take a lot of volume, which we don't have, okay, it really died off right here. If we get a lot of volume and Bitcoin just passes through here, okay, we're going to be testing the 11,000 area next, alright, and that's going to take a lot of volume, and what we might see is something like this, okay, a throwback to the trend line, another retest, and right here, whether we break out or we fall back down, that will be a confirmation of a new bull run for me. Okay, if this breaks out, retests, and keeps going, I would be bullish, completely bullish, and ready for the next bull run. Now, if this breaks down, if this comes up here, breaks down, which would be the most likely scenario if this happens, then the worst possible thing would happen here. And we would have a grind down until we have capitulation or we have some kind of sideways movement, just grindy, untradeable scenario. Okay? That would be the least likely scenario to happen and the worst. Okay? But the good thing is, it is the least. The 2 things we need for a trend reversal. Okay, what are the 2 things we need for a trend reversal? We talk about this in every single video. We need a capitulation, okay, and we need sideways accumulation. What is capitulation? Right here, okay? Absolute, terrified, panic selling. This kind of thing reverses a trend. But notice, we did not have any accumulation in between. This is the reason why we fell apart, to test these lows again. Scenario 2. Okay, scenario 2 would be that we just accumulate in this area, just sideways movement. We're not going up, we're not going down. This would be a more likely scenario than us just going straight up. However, without a capitulation bottom, we really can't have any sideways movement. Okay? I talked about this in the previous video. I said we have a bigger chance of crashing now than bouncing. Even though we bounced, it was a least likely scenario because we did not have a capitulation bottom. Given that we had a symmetric triangle, generally these break down and make new lows. Okay? So this tells me that even though we bounced, this is not the low. Okay? Even though we broke the trend line. We haven't even tested the trend line yet, okay? We need to test the trend line again for the trend to be healthy and to keep going. Now, let's talk about scenario number 3. The most likely scenario, what's probably going to happen, and I have a golden nugget for you guys. I've been doing some really, really heavy research into the Bitcoin trend the past couple days, and I think you guys will love what I'm about to show you next. But first, let's talk about what could possibly happen and what needs to happen for the trend to reverse and to see a bull run again. Now, I hear a lot of people talking about alts are back, they bottomed out. Understand that a crypto bull run depends on Bitcoin. And you can't look at altcoins to see what Bitcoin is going to do. Because even though altcoins are pumping right now, that's going to only last about 1 to 2 months. You know that every alt season is maybe about a month on average. So now that we started alt season right over here, April 11th, let's say that May 11th, right over here somewhere, it's going to end, right? It usually lasts about a month. Now, if Bitcoin dumps, everything's going to dump. It doesn't matter if alts are flying right now, okay? It's going to end. Now, because we see this bottom, this rounded bottom, and how Bitcoin trends tend to work, they usually work in 3 of these cup and handle formations. Currently, we even have a large head and shoulders right here, okay? It would have broken down usually, but we had a short squeeze. Okay, we popped off above the trend line. We're not even seeing that much volume right now. So what could happen next? Okay, what's likely to happen next? Given that we need capitulation and accumulation to start a new trend. If this resistance cluster holds and it sends Bitcoin back down, we might see something like this. Okay, we'll probably see something like this, right? It'll test it again, and if it doesn't hold and we come down, okay, we don't hold this line, we have a little trend line right here. It's not much support, it's a little bit, that's why I said we might bounce off a little bit. But if we break, okay, and it is very likely to happen, we test this area again, I will not be looking to buy on this trend line. This trend line holds up this massive head and shoulders formation. You see shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Okay, the target of this is super low. Now, if we break down from this, I will not be buying. And again, we still have not tested the bottom of this trend line. We need to do that for a healthy trend. And if this happens, we won't be able to test it until this area. Now, what do we see here? Why is this green? Why would I be buying in this area between $4,900 to $4,300? We have a nice set of support, okay? We have a trend line. We would test the bottom, we would test the bottom of the downtrend channel. And most importantly, trends reverse to the 0.78 Fibonacci extension generally. Okay, and we have that right here. I'll even draw it right now. I don't have it drawn. We're going to go to the 1 day. Okay, we're going to put the chart on 1 day. We're going to use the Fibonacci extension. Okay, we're going to draw that out from the bottom of the entire trend because we know we are in a bear market. Okay, we broke the parabola. This is not a parabolic move anymore. And we're looking at the 0.78 for the entire trend to reverse. Where do we see that 0.78? Okay, where do we see that 0.78? Right over here. Okay, all this support, this massive support cluster falls right in between this green line, this green box that I drew. And what do we need? Again, I want to repeat this over and over and over. I'm beating a dead horse. We need a capitulation bottom and some sideways movement. Okay, at least one of the two. At least one of the two to reverse the trend. I'm not going to be buying right here. I'm going to be buying blood. I'm going to be buying when it tests the top of the channel, it bounces back, and then, just like I said in previous videos, we need some sideways movement. Let's make that a different color. Let's make that blue, okay? That's going to be the most frustrating part for traders because it's just going to move sideways until the trend reverses. Now, of course, it could reverse with the capitulation bottom. We might see enough volume. We won't need to go sideways for a long time, and we just start slowly moving up. But the likely scenario is we get both capitulation and sideways movement. Now, the golden nugget, the thing I've been researching all weekend, here you guys go. Check this out. Guys, check this out. 2014 Bitcoin trend versus 2018. Do you see any similarities? This is like a cheat sheet over here. It's not going to happen exactly like this, but it's going to be very similar. Okay? How did this trend end? The 2014 bear trend. Capitulation bottom, and sideways movement. How are we going to end here? we have to end with a capitulation bottom and some sideways movement. Okay, we're not going to just capitulate and bounce back to new highs. All right, like I said, it's a 20% chance that we do something like that, because I always take the possibility in crypto the craziest things happen, but generally they don't, and the trends work exactly the same every single year. Okay, take a look at this, screenshot it. You guys, if you have any questions, comment. I'll respond to every single comment. Okay, I really enjoy teaching you guys. I want you guys to be crypto experts and be ready for this next bull run, because it's going to be the last opportunity for you to make that 1,000, 10,000% returns. I'm serious. We are on the S-curve of mass adoption for cryptocurrency, blockchain, and it's going to be the biggest move you will ever see. So be ready, watch the videos. I'm going to be bringing you so much new content. So if you guys like, subscribe, comment, it's going to really motivate me to put out more content and teach you guys. Cheers.